What happened to Whiteshadow?
Hello everyone. We are live.
Is
here at
ECGC?
ECGC for the episode of Stream Key 25. Guys, 25 episodes of this show. Isn't that crazy? You three have all been on the show before.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone to the stream. Thank you all for being here. You probably know these guys already, everyone, but just in case you don't, you guys want to quickly go down the line and introduce yourselves again.
Yep. Hi, I'm DanTheDapper, sponsored streamer from round 2.
Hi, I'm Velokk, Devin, VELOKK_TV, sponsored streamer since round 1.
Hi guys, it's Whiteshadow. Been with TRUgaming and sponsored first round since with Velokk. Yeah.
Awesome. So all three of these guys are new Tru coaches for the new Tru streaming stuff we just announced yesterday. So I thought it'd be cool to have them on for a different kind of show where it's more of a panel, because there's no right way to do streaming. It's very subjective. That's the whole point of the program we're doing. So it'd be cool to get some different perspectives on the same topic, because there are different right ways to do stuff on Twitch.
Exactly.
So I thought it'd be cool to go through some community hot topics that I've seen a lot of requests for, as well as some individual topics that you guys requested.
Okay.
Each, and we'll go through that for about half an hour, and then after half an hour, we will do a live Q&A as always. And today, we're also going to do a live Q&A with people from the show who are here on the show floor. You can actually come here, sit where I am, and ask a question to these guys, and they will give you their various opinions and thoughts on that question. So, and if you're watching online, of course, you're always welcome to ask that as well. So, without further ado, we'll get into the show a little bit, guys. First big question. I think this is the most requested question we've had on the show so far.
Wow.
Thoughts on work, life, and stream balance. How do you balance work, life, and streaming? Can you balance it? Is that a thing? What are your tips on that? What have you learned? What's your experience been like? Maybe Dan, start with that.
So, throughout the course of streaming, I've carried several different jobs, and each time came with new tasks, trying to juggle stream life, working, and making sure my wife still doesn't want to murder me. So it's definitely a challenge, because you have to make sure that you don't cut your sleep, you have to make sure you don't cut the things you need out of life, but the most important thing is to make sure you just look at your 24-hour block segment, make sure you find a time that you can take care of yourself. Like, you're going to have to work, all right? And frankly, you're going to have to stream because that's why you're doing the profession, but you also need to make sure you take care of yourself. That should come first. So you need to look at the time you have to make sure you're keeping up on your personal obligations outside of those realms, and then put in your stream time and your work time, preferably your work time, probably that's less flexible, but find a time to stream after you make sure those two are fit, to make sure you're not overdoing yourself.
Gotcha. You guys have thoughts on that too?
I kind of want to go a little bit off of what he said. You have to take care of yourself, and if you don't set aside a certain amount of time for yourself each day, you're going to burn out. Like, you might be motivated for maybe a month or two, maybe even more, but eventually you're going to burn out and you're going to crash hard, and your stream's going to wonder what happened. So you definitely want to make sure you're taking care of your mental health, physical health, everything. And you want to, if streaming is a priority for you, make sure that you're a priority above that, because your chat's going to, they want you to be in a good mood all the time. So make sure you take care of yourself for them.
I'll capitalize off of what these two said. Going back to what Dan said about blocking time, that's the biggest thing I've had to learn. I actually bought a planner so I can plan my day out ahead of time. I wake up, have a cup of coffee, plan out everything that I'm going to do that day, and I try to stick to that schedule as much as possible, and make sure if you're wanting to stream full time, make sure your family comes before anything else. So spend time with your family and then do your thing. So
all three of you guys, it's about just establishing your priorities and sticking to that, basically, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I do want to say that Devin hit it on the head better than I could have said it, because there was a time period where I didn't manage my time well, and I didn't take care of myself. My viewer, the viewers want to see you. My viewers knew I wasn't taking care of myself during a time block. I wasn't scheduling right. So he's right. Your viewers they're there for you. They want to make sure you're doing well, and you can't if you don't let yourself do well.
Yep.
That's very true. Awesome. See, all three of these guys are married, by the way, guys. So they have to deal with that on top of streaming, working. Most of them work full-time jobs or part-time jobs too. So there's no easy solution to that question, which is why I think some people have the question. But it's cool to get some different perspectives on that. Anything else you guys want to add on that topic? Or?
On the married part, make sure your partner or your spouse or whatever is cool with it. Run everything you do past them, because they need to be included with everything you do.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I can say is I'm blanking right now. Holy crap. Dan, pick up on me real quick. I'm just kidding. So one thing I can say is that like you do need to set aside a certain amount of time for yourself. Like don't worry about like how long you're streaming for, but worry about a specific time to start each time that you know you can make consistently. If you can only stream for 2 hours because of that, that's better than streaming for 6 hours, but you might be 3 hours late one day. So make sure you're starting at the same time. Make sure it's a consistent thing that you can be doing.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've seen streamers that are partnered, streamers that really have their stuff together, and they don't even have an end point. They just have a start point. They say they're starting at 5, and that way people know when to show up. And they don't need to know when you're not going to be there anymore.
Right.
They just need to know when you're going to be there. So consistency is not about making sure you can stream X amount of hours. It's I'm starting at this time, show up here. It's when it's going to be live.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
very huge.
Because your viewers are going to be there for you at that time. Even if you're going to have to end it like in 2 hours, they still appreciate the time they spent with you. So
I've even done 30-minute streams starting at the same time. On very rare occasions, but I told them, like, hey, it's going to be really short. If you're going to be here at 8:30, that's awesome. If not, I totally understand. But I've gotten some of the best, streams out of those 30-minute ones just because they know that I started at the same time.
Exactly.
Awesome. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys who have had that question. We'll probably go deeper on that topic in a podcast of its own later.
Yeah.
But that's some great stuff. So another one I have for you guys. You see the advice for streamers a lot, just have fun streaming. That's a very just blanket statement. What do you guys think of that? Is that very true? Is that misleading? Maybe Velokk can kick this one off. Just your thoughts on that in general.
I mean, obviously you want to make sure you're having fun. That's like you're doing this because you're having fun doing it. If you're not having fun doing this, you're probably not. You probably don't have the right reasons.
Yeah.
So make sure you're having fun for sure, but at the same time you need to make sure you're doing things the correct way. There's a balance you need to find between having fun and being effective and efficient in what you're doing, and so you just got to find that, and it just takes time. But yeah, having fun, I would say, isn't something that you shouldn't be doing. That's a huge focus. Make sure you're having fun, because when you are, your stream will be too, and it's like a cycle of just everyone's gonna be having a good time if you are.
That's awesome. You guys, anything?
I think you nailed it, like right there.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. All I can say is a different version of what he just said. You have to have fun. I mean, if you're not having fun when you're streaming, then you shouldn't be streaming, because your viewers will know.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, that's pretty succinct definition there. All right, so let's keep moving on here. This one comes from, I asked each of these guys to give one question for the panel to talk about.
Okay.
So this first one is, how do I network without making it seem like I'm networking? That's a good question. Your thoughts on that? Maybe Whiteshadow, kick that off?
Okay, so how do you network without making it seem like you're networking? Just interact with people, become their friend. I wouldn't say really become their friend, but just always be present. And I go to some streams. Like I try to be in Velokk stream. I try to be in Dan's stream. I'm Sarah Daniels, one of the stream team I'm on. The reason I'm on that stream team is because I was always in her chat, and she knows I stream because of that. And so like one day she hosted me, and she was like, "Hey, I want to invite you to be on my stream team." And I got that by being a viewer and always just supporting her. I never asked for it once. She just was like, "Hey, I appreciate you. This is a way for me to give back to you." That's a good way of networking. And it's not like asking for free stuff. It's just being there for people.
Awesome. Dan, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, for me, I have a little bit of a different approach to it, because I'd like to say I have enough time to do networking, but I don't. So my best avenue of trying to network for the time I have is, at least while I'm live, I make sure that my moderators understand that if someone taking the time to choose my channel to raid is kind of a big deal, and my community loves to take in that support and be inclusive with it. So outwardly saying, "Hey, thank you, let's get a shout out to this person," and a lot of the time, a lot of my viewers will come back saying, "Hey, that person you shouted out is actually really cool. Like, they were playing this game and I didn't know that. I love this game. Will you play that game?" And so while networking can happen in a bunch of different ways, that's a really good way of doing it, is making sure you show support to the people that come to you. Show it back, even if you can't be in their chat, even if you can't do certain things. You're streaming, you're live, you can do something right then and there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So responding to people more than just seeking out people.
Yeah.
I will say,
Dan,
Dan has a really cool way of networking, because sometimes he can't always be in the stream because like he has other stuff he has to take care of course. So like he'll have people shout out, like be like, "Hey," like when he hosts me sometimes, he'll have like Molly or somebody be like, "Yo, Dan says hi, by the way," but he couldn't be here, and I'm like, that's awesome. It's still a cool way of networking.
Yeah, for sure.
Bill, any last thoughts on that one?
I actually have two really good ways to do it. So one is like obviously going to seek out other streamers and make sure you're looking at a game that you enjoy playing and streaming. But spend about like 10 minutes in a channel, and if there's not a real connection that you can actually get out of that streamer with that person, just back out. Because I remember I was looking through the Subnautica directory back when I was streaming that, and I found a streamer who, you know, has a serious irrational fear of the open water like myself, doesn't like scary stuff like myself, and was hilarious like myself. And so, you know, we were just bouncing off each other. Obviously I was going through chat, but I donated like $10 to him, and I subbed to him just because like he's like the perfect streamer for that moment, because like he was hilarious, he's entertaining and everything. He has all these things in common with me, and so eventually it grew to like we're friends. Like I can easily say that we're friends on Twitch now, and so we're trying to support each other as much as possible. And then so make sure you're not forcing anything, but if you can find a connection, capitalize on that. And if you can't get a connection in like 10 to 15 minutes, back out of that stream, because you want to make sure it's a win-win. And then another thing is like when you do get rated and hosted, this actually just happened to me recently, especially if it's by a random person, make sure you capitalize on that and just blow that out of proportion, you know, especially if it's like a random person, because they sought you out for no reason at all. Right. So capitalize on that and just blow it up and like shout them out as many times as you can. Like I think I shouted this person out like 20 times one stream. Like I was like, make sure to go follow Emmatrix TV, and like she was just like, oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, there's another shout out for you.
What else did you say that stream?
So going really deep on that one person. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're doing you a favor. Like if they're coming, like you don't even know them, they're doing the work for you right there. Right, so give it right back. I mean, awesome. It's huge, and it's helped me out a lot.
Can I say something about like just auto hosting in general? I saw something on Twitter the other day, and it was like auto hosts don't mean anything. Auto hosts mean everything, because that person took their time out of their day to add you to that list. And even if it's like not a ton of viewers or anything, that's still extra exposure for you guys. So always be like what Velokk just said, always be appreciative of the stuff that people do for you and try to reciprocate that back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Thank you guys. That's great. Lots of different approaches there for networking. So good stuff. We'll keep moving on here to the next question. So we'll kick this off with Whiteshadow. Who did last? Did you do the last one?
Yeah.
Okay. Velokk will take this one. Okay. So are moderators really necessary? How would I go about choosing mine?
Moderators are essential. They're more than necessary. They are your stream. Moderators are like the viewers that need to control like the viewers. You know what I mean? Like they're an extension of you, like that. I can't even explain how important that is. A moderator, you want to choose a moderator that gets you entirely. You need to choose a moderator that, you know, is obviously mature enough to handle certain situations and not troll you when, you know, there's certain times that they can troll you, obviously, but there's certain times where they shouldn't. They should cool off in the chat and everything. But moderators are incredibly essential to a stream. I can't even explain it enough. But yeah, it's very important. And by choosing a moderator, you need to choose somebody that you understand and understands you, like, mutually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dan, thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, moderator should be an extension of the streamer. Like, that's it. It should be like the streamers in chat, just like he is creating the content. He has to trust the person that has the badge. He has to know that they're going to take care of the issues. It has to be, you know, the person that can create those commands for you, fix those issues for you, update that game title for you, ban that idiot for you. They have to be there for you, and they don't need to, that doesn't mean they need to be there for you every single stream, but they need to be somebody who really reflects what you want out of your stream as the viewer, because someone's going to come in, they're going to see somebody with a badge, that's a person of authority. This person's being really rude, well, that must mean the streamer's really rude, so I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
They're a reflection of the streamer.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Finding a good moderator, you want somebody, like what Dan said, you want somebody with the same ideals as you, but not only that, someone you can trust, because they're your eyes in chat. They're going to see everything, because we're not always able to watch chat and like catch or ban somebody or time somebody out for doing something stupid. So you have to have a moderator you can trust to take care of that stuff. And like what these guys have said, I mean, they explain it better than I can. Like create commands and just keep the stream running while you're doing the entertaining portion.
Yeah, I think that's great. The fact that they are really an extension of you as a streamer, right? They are somewhat a face of your channel. So it's really important to pick great mods for that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, if you guys enjoyed that topic, Dan wrote an entire article on this that's live on the TRUgaming site right now. You can check that out after the show. But we'll keep moving on here to, this will be our last question before we jump into the Q&A with Twitch chat and you beautiful people here at the conference. So stay tuned. This one we'll start with, you can go on. Okay, so Dan, what is the single best piece of gear in your setup? Or single favorite?
There you go.
My favorite, the Stream Deck. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. My technology is not top tier. I use a pretty average Logitech camera. I use a Blue Yeti or something crazy, but my Stream Deck's great. Like, the Stream Deck allows me to actually feel like I'm fluid and like feel like I'm a professional streamer. Look at that. The Stream Deck, definitely. It gives me the most creativity too, because I'll look at it and realize I have the potential to actually bring a cool twist to a channel. Just with a couple button presses, have a fun soundbite pop, change transitions without looking like a weirdo. Just, all right, hey guys, like it's definitely that. I love the Elgato Stream Deck.
Awesome. Vel, thoughts?
I think my microphone is my best because capturing audio, especially if you have like some streamers, I think I have a decent voice for streaming.
Oh yeah.
And I think my microphone is awesome at capturing that, and it's definitely essential to my stream for sure. How are they going to catch the loudness?
Oh,
yeah,
man.
The mic is nice.
I don't know why I even asked this question because I have so many favorites, but probably I would say my microphone, my Rode Procaster,
Nice.
Just because like I was having really bad audio issues with my Yeti before, capturing background noise because I have kids. So getting the Procaster and being able to block out all that extraneous noise was like amazing, and it captures my voice better.
Awesome. Yeah, I think audio on a stream is one of the most important
Yes.
factors, even above video sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just amazing what a good mic can do for your stream.
Well, like audio is like really important for a stream because some streamers don't use a camera at all. Like Lyric, for instance, he doesn't use a camera. So like having good audio is like the center focus of his channel, and that's what audio is. I think the best.
Awesome. And again, Whiteshadow has some reviews on our channel if you want to check those out for more audio stuff. So with that said, we'll get into the viewer Q&A. That was a pretty quick part, but I really want this to be more of an episode about viewer questions and just community questions.
Yeah.
So if you have a question in the Twitch chat, just ask it to us. Tag one of us in the chat so we see it. I see one that we'll start off with from Azamat. If I can find it again really quickly, I did see it. Okay, yeah, so Azamat said, is there such a thing as too many auto hosts? Should we let them try to see our offline banner? Maybe Dan can kick that off. And while we're answering this question, I'm going to go out to the audience and find our next person. Do like an alternating between Twitch and IRL. So,
Yeah.
will you guys take this?
Yeah, go for it.
Be right back.
You know what? I think that's actually a really good point. I think that auto hosting is important because you want to show people content that you believe in that's similar to yours, but I definitely also think that it should be something that you should take carefully. I mean, you're broadcasting to a channel that you believe your viewers would care about, and I don't think you should not auto host for the sake of just simply allowing your offline banner to be seen. But I think that if you have 50 different people on your auto host, do you really actively watch those 50 people? Do you really actively think that every single one of those people need to be on your channel when you're not live? Like, they're definitely probably worth a host. They're definitely probably worth checking into and maybe a shout out. But auto hosts are a powerful tool until they become an overused tool, and then they lose a little bit of the power. When somebody sees that you're always auto hosting, they're not going to be as inclined to check out the person you're auto hosting. Whereas if they notice you're offline a lot, and all of a sudden you're now auto hosting Awesome Games Done Quick, and it's just like, what is Awesome? Okay, well, he's hosting. I never see him hosting anybody. Sure, what's up? Like that I think there is a good median. You guys have anything?
I think he nailed it with that, to be honest. Like, you definitely don't want to overdo it. It's like anything. I mean, if you overdo it, it's not as special. So you definitely want to pick and choose the people that you're auto-hosting and make it as minimal as possible. But I think he kind of nailed it because I know that Dan doesn't auto-host too many people, but I know that I'm one of them. And I know that I've gotten quite a lot of followers and subscribers just because he's auto-hosting me. And they were like, oh, man, who's this VELOKK_TV guy? But, yeah, I mean, it's a real thing. And so I don't know. What do you think, Blake?
I think with auto hosts, try to keep it fresh, but also make sure it's a streamer that your community is going to like. So try to auto host like-minded streamers. Like, I host a lot of the true streamers just because like we're on a team together and you guys know their face. So it's like, if I'm not live, go check out Velokk or Dan or Doc or somebody like that. But I also try to auto host other people outside of the True fam, like that are like-minded streamers like we are, that are going to maintain the same quality, but that are new and fresh enough that you guys haven't seen before. So you guys can potentially see a new awesome streamer you've never watched, and hopefully in the future they reciprocate that love for our channel and like intermingle our communities. So I think auto host is a powerful tool, but like what Dan said, it can be used too much and kind of ruin the magic behind hosting, because getting a host is a very special thing. And I kind of feel AutoHost has taken away some of that flame.
For sure.
Well, hi, stranger.
Gamer Dad.
Hey guys, Gamer Dad.
So, buddy.
So, you were talking about networking and going into different games that you play and enjoy to kind of build up your networking and all that. On the creative side, that's more of like communities. There's no creative is the game title.
Right.
Yeah.
So how would that? What are your thoughts on how that would kind of parallel to getting to know similar creative people?
Okay.
Versus
Yeah.
going to see someone who plays Final Fantasy versus Diablo or something.
So you're talking about switching out of the IRL directory to go network
Creative.
with somebody else?
Right, because going into the creative directory instead of since that doesn't have multiple games underneath it.
Basically, you're just trying to find another streamer that's on the same thing as you. I mean, it's the same as any directory. It doesn't have any. There's really no difference in it at all. I mean, you're just trying to find somebody that fits you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What a good thing, because he makes a good point. Like, I talked about this in my directories article that I wrote, which isn't published yet. Sorry, but. Alternative channels are a much broader thing. IRL is literally anything from walking outside with your dog to being in your room pre-stream. Creative is anything from doing what Gamer Dad does to creating assets for a stream. It's much more broad. Those directories are much more broad. So when you're in those directories, it's a lot harder to find somebody that you want to host because you're just like, I mean, is he really doing the same thing I did? Would my viewers really care about this? So I think honestly, it would take a lot more research from you off stream to look into streamers, watch, keep an eye on some names, maybe jot them down, and then see if they're live when you're done streaming or ready to be done, and go after that. Because you're right. I mean, that's a much broader. It's much easier if you're playing Diablo 3 to go host a Diablo 3 streamer.
Yeah.
It's much harder to be a creative streamer and go host a creative streamer and have the same effect. You're right.
Kind of capitalizing off of what Dan said, doing research, you got to find, I think for you it's going to be a more unique situation where you're going to have to find a like-minded streamer that kind of produces the same content but is new and fresh enough for your people to be like, hey, this is awesome, this is worth checking out. But at the same time, it's also familiar, and they're going, and maybe the community members over there are going to be like, hey, let's go check him out too, and then your community start to intermingle, because that's kind of what hosting does within a directory. And the creative directory is very, very unique. So like what Dan said, do some research on people that you want to host and maybe have a revolving door of those hosts going so you have familiarity.
Thanks, guys.
No problem, man.
Of course. Thank you. We got quite a bit of chat questions between.
Thank you, Gamer Dad. Yeah, we have a lot of chat questions coming in. Thanks to everybody who's asking questions. By the way, you guys are driving this show right now, so appreciate it. I saw one from Stilterfish.
Yep.
He said, specifically for Whiteshadow, answer this one. He loves gaming with friends when he's streaming, but he's a few friends who have really hot mics or bad mic situations.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that as a streamer?
The way I deal with it personally is I always use a Discord voice channel, and I make my mic the priority, and I turn everybody else's down so their mic isn't overpowering mine, because you want your voice to be the center focus of your channel. You don't want other people overpowering you. So the way I have my audio organized is my voice, my game audio, and then everybody I'm talking with. And I actually learned that from King Ithalian and Professor Broman do that, and that's like a staple for streaming, in my opinion, is you want yourself to be the center focus, because when other people are louder than you, they tend to start taking over your channel, and people stop talking to you and start talking to them instead.
Yeah. Do you ever call out the people that you're playing with and ask them to use the mic at all? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. You guys have any thoughts on that too? Any experience with that? I know Dan does a lot of single stuff, but Velokk, you play with viewers sometimes too.
I play with a lot of people, and like he was saying, you just turn them down, and like if they start getting a little ridiculous, a little too rowdy, you just gotta be like, hey, maybe a little bit quieter. You know what I mean? Like if they're starting to yell and scream and stuff like that, you gotta make sure that your viewers are having a pleasant audio experience. You don't want them screaming in the viewers' ears.
Right. The beauty of Discord, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Discord is amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Stilter. We have another IRL question here from Mallet Editor, I believe.
Mallet.
Whoop, whoop.
Hi, I'm Mallet Editor, and my question is hosts versus raids. Which do y'all think is better and why?
Raids.
Ooh, yeah.
For the purpose of a post-stream hype, it's raids. I specifically go out of my way to distinguish the difference. So my viewers will always say, are you going to raid someone? Are you going to raid someone? And if we're raiding, it's hype. It goes with a command. It's going to be people actually actively going into the channel. Hosting, we just say, I'll be like, all right, guys, I don't have time for a raid. I will host this person because it sounds like you guys want to see them, but I got to go. Have a great day. So definitely there is a difference, and it depends on what you want to bring and the time you have to allot.
Yeah, I mean, I would say raids. I mean, because with raids, it just pulls everybody in automatically, and it's going to end in a host regardless, or you're doing both. But the raid, like he was saying, it just brings the hype to the channel. I mean, I would definitely say raids all day.
I'm going to throw out Dean Linkman here because he raids harder than like anybody I've ever met in my life.
He does. It's crazy.
When you get raided, it tends, like Velokk just said, it brings a ton of hype to the channel. And if you've ever go watch Dean Linkman when he raids somebody, if you can catch him, it floods chat, and it's like tons of people talking at one time. And actually, it's kind of a contest to see who gets global banned with like all of the emotes that get flooded. But it gets chat going again. It brings all of that hype back to the channel, and it really gets people excited to watch what's going on. So, and it makes you as a streamer want to pull something crazy off in a game to get a bigger reaction out of chat. So I would say raids 100%.
Yeah, thank you, Mallet.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mallet. We'll keep moving on here. Saw an interesting one from Simply Average Bro. He said, what's your least favorite piece of equipment? And I kind of take that as like, maybe what are you looking to improve for your setup the most right now? Something like that. Unless you really just hate one piece of equipment.
Oh, I do.
Yeah?
The Razer Stargazer.
Oh,
The Razer Stargazer
yeah.
is dumpster fire material. Like that's.
I remember when you bought that, and we were like,
I was
why?
so pumped.
He's not here, right? Oh my God.
They should know.
They should.
They already have a new webcam. Like they should know. Anyway, that's my yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
I also had qualms with the HD60S, but that was a me error, not my computer, not the product.
You guys, thoughts?
I would say either my computer or because my computer, it's a potato. I need a better potato.
You need a better potato.
I do need a better potato. Maybe my game chair though. I could definitely increase the quality of that for sure. I mean, like it's comfy. It's better than what I was using, but there's definitely room for improvement.
Right. Cool. Whiteshadow?
Oh my gosh.
The antithesis of your earlier question.
I have to think about it because I like my PC, I like my mic. I would probably say either my monitors, they're better because thanks to Oswald. But I would probably say my camera. I want to improve the camera quality a little bit more. I think C920 is good, but I'm ready to take it to the next level.
Gotta get the cam link, man.
Yeah, dude, I want
dream.
one so bad.
Awesome. Well, hopefully that helped you, Simply Average Bro. Thanks for the question. Next person is live is McKittens. So you can come up here, man.
McKittens, hello.
Yo, what's up, McKittens? Skirt, 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 skirt. Meow, 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 meow.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Hey guys, is it close enough? Yeah, we'll go with that. Hey, my name's McKittens, and the question I have is, you see all these websites like Poning and like, Follow Train that get you a bunch of viewers in your stream. How do you grow your channel organically? As in, keep the people that are watching and retain them?
I don't have a magic answer. I want to talk to the person who does.
I guess the question is number one rule that you guys think do this.
I mean, it's going to come down for me. Inclusion, just making sure that you let people know you want them there. I mean, people are going to want to come back and stay if they feel wanted, if they feel like you want to just be friends with them and that you appreciate their time there. So it's seriously going to come down to getting to know your viewers as friends and taking that extra step. That's how I can offer you that insight. I think that they might have different answers. They might have tricks, because I know Whiteshadow is more competitive and people will probably show up because he's killing a game. But that's me.
I would say roughly the same thing. I mean, you want to make sure that you're being yourself and that you're being actually genuine to the people that are watching it. They'll want to come back if they feel like they're an actual friend of yours. They're going to come back. And as far as getting new people in, networking, I think is one of the biggest things you can do is go and network with people. That's what I got.
It's a very loaded answer because there's a lot of things you can do, but it's what works for you. The biggest thing I could say is like what Dark Turtle just put in chat: be yourself, and also make sure you're like telling people when you're going live. So on Twitter, on Facebook, on things like that, so people know where to find you, of course. But it's also a thing of networking, and that's not saying I'm going to go into a chat and be like, "Hey, I'm streaming." No, it's like go show appreciation for your favorite streamer, and hopefully in the future they will reciprocate that love to you. So it's a lot of things you do to bring people to your channel, so hopefully you get views for it.
Thank you guys.
No problem, man.
Thanks, Stu McKittens, for that question. We have another one from Twitch chat with one of the coolest names I've seen. Megiddo Moonblaze. I think I said that right. Moonablaze, maybe?
I know, Maggie.
I
know Maggie. Hi, Maggie.
She says, how do you handle retaining new viewers that came because of the game you're playing when you finish that game and start looking into new games? Maybe Dan looks like he has something to say about this one.
Being a variety streamer, it's just I just nod my head at that because I understand the woes so well. If you plan out the games that you want to play in a fashion to where you play like games, it is the best chance for success to keep viewers that are game-oriented interested. I've made many friends that showed up because they enjoy Overwatch, and they stick around for me playing Persona 5 because I gave them a reason to stick around in the time that I spent on Overwatch and other similar games. You can't... I don't like to say don't swap from game to game on a daily basis because I do that sometimes, but it's better to stay in a directory or in similar game directories for a while to give them a chance to know who you are and not just be there for the game. If you don't give them enough time to do that, they didn't get a chance to care about you, they just cared about your game.
Awesome. Yeah, do you guys, I know Velokk and Whiteshadow, you guys do more competitive games.
Yeah.
Do you have thoughts on that too?
One thing I try to do is I try to stick with roughly the same game that I'm kind of doing. So like, I went from like PUBG to kind of like a Fortnite almost, after like before that I was coming from like CSGO. I try to stick with like roughly the same thing so it's not too much of a change for people. And then like if I do want to throw in like a really different game like Subnautica or something like that, I'll tell them like, hey, I'm doing this. Also, I hate scary stuff, so it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure there's a reason for them to come to a game that you normally wouldn't play.
Right. Even though you play different games, you kind of have the same feel to all those games.
Exactly.
Is what you're giving.
Yeah.
This topic hurts my soul because what happened with Destiny.
Yep.
So you guys know I was a big Destiny streamer, and after like all of the Doc knows this too. After the whole fiasco with Destiny 2, it's like I had an issue. I had a really big struggle finding a game because, like Destiny, I mean I could go back to Halo, but Halo is a completely different style of game. It's more of a esports competitive title rather than a story-driven, also PvE shooter, PvP shooter. So it's like I had to find a new niche, kind of, and I started getting back into the competitive side. I am back on Destiny, of course, but now I'm doing a lot of Fortnite and Halo and stuff like that. So I try to stick to esports titles, which I know I'm good at, but also spread out to other esports titles that are similar but have a little bit of differences as well, and make sure my community likes it before I go to that. And another thing I do is I like to play with the community members a lot, and I think that's really helped quite a bit.
Yeah, awesome. Hopefully that helped you out. Maggie, I think is what you said.
Maggie.
So, thanks for the question.
Maggie.
We're going to move on to Oswald Plays now, I believe is the question. So it should be a cool topic.
Oswald.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up, dude?
Morning.
Today.
Oh, man.
I'm Oswald Plays. So my question would be, what are some things that you can offer to subscribers as perks to sort of reward them for supporting your channel?
Oh.
You want to start this
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's you
Okay.
first, White.
Okay,
Oh,
it's
you
me,
may.
I guess. Something I tried doing in channel is I set up InkBot. So like every time I get a subscriber, they get X amount of points over what a normal follower or a normal regular viewer would get. And what we're going to do is we're going to be using those points for giveaways and things of that sort in the future. So you're not guaranteed to win, but you do get more points to spend on a giveaway. They also get like priority promotion within the Discord. So like they get shout outs and stuff like that on the Discord. They also get, I do like sub game days where they're going to be playing like Halo or Overwatch or something like that with me, just kind of incentivize subbing. Granted, we still do viewer games and stuff like that, but it's kind of hard to figure out what to do with viewers. But sometimes you gotta get creative with it. But that's just things I do because I do a lot of esports stuff, and I like to play with my subs and make sure they're having a good time.
I think playing with subs is a big deal.
Yeah.
And then I would say also like give them perks like into social media and stuff like that. Like something
Yeah,
I picked
yeah.
up from DanTheDapper actually is Snapchat. My subscribers have access to my personal Snapchat, and I have a group for my subscribers and me. And I go in there and I talk to them, and I'll send them DMs and be like, hey, thank you so much for your support. You know, you got to make sure that they feel like you got to make sure that they feel welcome and loved. So one thing that I do, like I DM them, be like, hey, thank you so much for the support. You've been great. I can't believe that I have this many people that are willing to subscribe to me and, you know, support my channel. And I just wanted to say thank you. And I think that goes a long way. It really does. So make them feel more welcome and make them feel like they're an actual, like they're friends with you. Because they are. I mean, if they are, make them feel that.
Yeah. And I mean, I have my sub wall that I like to put people on when they sub so that they know, like, I appreciate them. I always get to look at their names when I first walk into my office to remind me as to why I'm still doing this, which, you know, I love to do this. Not to say, like, oh, I hate this. Oh, yeah, okay. But, like, it reminds me the people that support me and believe in what I'm doing. So it's, and then they can see it to where, like, the entire world gets to see them, like, they're a part of this community just by simply turning into the stream. And then I also try to do like just burst incentive when someone subscribes. I do Bean Boozled. I do random-esque little like thank yous for that. So definitely something to incentivize them to make them feel like they matter.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Thank you, Oswald.
Thanks for the question, Oswald. Awesome to see everybody here. So real quick, I do want to say, if you guys are watching it on Twitch right now, we are getting some lag. We've had some connection issues at the conference over the past few days. We'll get 10 up some days and 80 up the next. So we're not sure what's going on, but we're working on that, so please bear with us. Another thing, we probably won't get to every question here today because you guys are awesome at asking a ton of questions, but that's what the coaching stuff is for. So that is the best way to get the information if you don't get it today. Stick around for that. I saw one from Wild Dunyan, our favorite hype meister. By the way, Dunyan, thanks for getting all that hype for the streaming. You did all the marketing for me. So
I want to see how much hair you don't have now.
he said, for all three of you guys, some people aren't too sure as to when to start looking for affiliation, team streams, and things along the lines of that. How does one confirm they are big enough for it?
For a stream team?
For a stream team, trying to get affiliate. I guess maybe affiliations with other companies. Is what we're talking about.
So not necessarily with True, but in general, like on Twitch culture.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a golden rule. Go for it. Somebody else answer.
One thing I would say is I wouldn't focus too much on that stuff. For me, the things that I focus on are entertaining the people that come in and show support and making sure that they feel welcome and loved back. Don't focus so much on numbers. Don't focus so much on like goals as much as that. Focus on being the most entertaining and energetic version of yourself as you can, and the rest of that stuff will come. If you focus on the main things and prioritize the right things, the rest of it's just going to fall into place.
Exactly. Like what Velokk just said, don't focus on getting on a stream team or anything like that. Make your channel, like grow your channel first, and then look at joining a stream team later to like elevate that. But you want your channel to be the center focus of everything you do. More so, you want your viewers to be the center focus of everything you do. Make sure they are happy while also maintaining your stream life and making sure you're happy with what your stream is doing.
Awesome. Dunyan, hopefully that was helpful to you, man. Thank you for the question. Our next person is Eshnid, live from ECGC, so come on up, sir.
He had chocolate milk this morning.
We get him a booster seat.
And he had a waffle.
Hi guys, I'm Esh. How do you pick someone to stream with and to game with on a stream?
I'm sorry, what was it? One more time?
How do you pick someone to stream with or to play a game with while you're streaming? So
I'll take a first crack at this because I'm really selective because I hardly ever do it.
Yeah.
I'm not reactive. All right, I'm not somebody who can react off of anybody and maintain my entertainment levels. I'm better bouncing off my chat and being in a solo setting. I need the right personality to lift me up to do that. So you have to look at somebody who really is on the same page as you as far as everything, as far as a personal level, a humor level, and as well as an ideology level. Like, they have to share your goals. They have to share your wants. And that's not to, every streamer shares your wants to stream, but that doesn't mean that they share your wants as far as what they want out of the stream, what they want out of that experience for their viewers. You have to find someone that really aligns with you. Like, I'm going to do a shout out for Lit right now. I love Lit. He is one of my favorite people, and his personality, I look at him and I'm just like boom, that's the same. So I if I were to go out of my way to stream with Lit, I would, because I feel like I would resonate well in a stream with him. So you have to find someone that does that for you. You have to, it's a click.
I totally agree with that, because there's definitely times like I was streaming with other people and it doesn't click. Like, either they'll be talking too much and they'll be saying a bunch of, like they're there to talk to me. They're not there to just play games with me. So they're going to be talking about random things that have been going on during the day, and I'm trying to talk to my chat. And that's just something that you can't have. And so you need to find someone that, like Dan was saying, that shares your goals and just kind of complements how you're streaming and how you're acting. You can't just play with anybody, even though you might be best friends with that person. It doesn't always work out. And you just need to find the right people, and then you can still play video games with them sometimes. But I would try to keep it minimal for sure for the people that don't necessarily help your stream.
For me, it all depends on like what game I'm playing. So, like, I go back to when we played PUBG a lot. I used to play with Velokk, like, all the time, and it was so fun because we would be goofing off, but also being super serious, and something would happen, and we just have, like, a blast of a time. But also, I play with you a lot, Esh, on Fortnite, but we get super serious, and people expect that. Like, we're going for the win. Same with Doc. When I played Destiny with him. We're super serious, but we can also goof off because that's our game. So for me personally, it's all about what game we're playing. But like what Dan and Velokk just said, they also have to resonate with you and what you're trying to accomplish that stream.
Well said.
Thanks, man.
That makes a lot of sense for the game differentiation. That's
See, like with me and you with
Thanks,
Halo.
Ash, for that question. I think that'll be our last IRL question, so we're just going to wrap up the next couple minutes with some more Twitch chat questions here. Another great question from an awesome name, Flying Rhino Man.
Flying Rhino Man.
What's better for communicating to your community? Traditional social media or new things like Discord and such? Maybe individual thoughts on that?
Ooh. Dan.
You guys don't have anything.
You go.
Okay, so one thing that I'll say is, like, it depends on your community. Like, for me, like, my community doesn't really follow me on, like, they follow me on Twitter, but my Twitter followers aren't very active. But, like, I know, like, I can put it in my Snapchat and I can put it in my Discord, and that's gonna work much better. So you need to know your community, and you got to know, like, where they're paying attention. So if you're more active on Twitter, do it on Twitter. If Snapchat's your thing, do Snapchat. You just got to figure it out.
And I'm one of the people who have a large, active presence on Twitch compared to my social medias. Relatively, people know more when I go live when I turn on my stream. I could tweet, I could Instagram, I could Snapchat, I could do whatever. I still have the same amount of viewers when I just simply turn on my stream as I do all of those. And I think it's just because that's how my viewers operate. They get the alert on their phone, or they did the notification system, or they're already on Twitch and they just know my schedule. But definitely for me, Twitch is outright my best platform for activity. But I don't use Pulse. It's just simply going live.
Yeah.
Anything?
I would say, okay, so there's a bunch of stuff that plays into this, like capitalizing off of what these two have said. Make a schedule, first of all, and make sure your viewers know when you're going to go live. I try to hit every social media just in case there's like somebody that just I happen to catch, and they're like, hey, maybe I should check this guy out, because you always have that chance to catch a new viewer. But I would say, for me personally, it's Facebook and Twitter. I've been really pushing Facebook lately, and I've done some research into it. Facebook is a really big tool that I feel like is underused. But also, like what Velokk said, you have to figure out what your community is interacting on. So like for Dan, it's Twitch. For Velokk, it's Discord. For me, it's kind of a mixture of everything. So you just got to figure out where your community is at any given point and capitalize on that and make sure they know you're going to go live.
my mods also will point out that I'm bad about social media. They said it in chat. I need to be better about it. You guys are right. So like that also might change if I actually was consistent. So, but yeah.
It still sounds like it's a lot of just finding what your viewers respond to, particularly, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what you feel good at.
Yeah.
So, thank you for that question, man. Another great one from Simply Average Bro. This is an interesting one. He says, how heavily do you rely on stream summary to measure your success or progress in your channel, or do you at all? Maybe Dan, kick this one off.
Heavily. Now that I stream full time, and this is my main platform professionally, it is. I have to be much more on top of it. I have to know my curve. I have to know any changes. I have to know any growth. So that's the first thing I look at. I don't look at the revenue side of things as much as I look at the stats. I want to know, did I have a good peak time? Was it consistent? Did a lot of the community show up today? And that, it's essential. I mean, it's essential even if you're not full time on the platform. You want to know if you're growing. I'd say it's something where you can't properly grow 100% without at least knowing where your viewership comes from and when.
Awesome. You guys have any other thoughts on that?
I would say the same thing. I mean, your stream stats is huge. The stream summary and everything is huge. For me, after a stream, I'll look and see what my stream looked like numbers-wise and compare it to the previous stream. And if it's worse or better, I'll be like, okay, what did I do differently this morning?
Yeah.
Did I have my coffee early enough? Did I wake up early enough? Did I have enough time to get ready? Was I listening to music when I woke up? It's just, there's so many different factors, and I try to, if I can get a good rhythm down, I'll try to keep that going. It's working for me so far.
Yeah, so you test different things and see what works best,
exactly.
kind of, and look at that to give you feedback.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Nice.
a beautiful mind.
Thank you.
Did I listen to music today?
Was it Backstreet Boys?
Oh, the Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys AM.
Did I have enough sugar in my coffee? I actually take it a step further. I keep a working spreadsheet of all of my statistics, and I look at it and I say, all right, so this stream did better than this one, and this was on the same day last week. What did I do differently? So I'll go back and analyze what I did in my previous VOD, and I'll say, okay, so I did this and it was working at this specific time. Maybe I should replicate that and see if I can capitalize on what I did. But I don't dwell on the statistics because that can get really stressful for you as well. But it's also a good tool to use so you keep improving and you maintain that hype that you did that last stream. And of course, everybody's gonna have a bad day. You're not always gonna have the perfect stream. But it's always good to have, like what Dan said, to make sure you're progressing forward.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you for that question, man. Hope it helped you. So we have about 2 minutes left, guys, before 11. At 11, we'll be switching over to Malicious Mel, who's going to be giving a talk. Well, he starts at 11:30, and we're going to set up for that, and we're going to roll a very special community video that Mission Pure Instinct put together for us in that middle of time. But for the next 2 minutes, we're going to do some random rapid-fire questions for you guys, just one off.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and fire these off to you guys. Swift Nation TV, this one's for Dan, said, what's the best trait to look at to make someone a moderator? We kind of touched on this, so what are your quick, dirty thoughts on that?
Level-headedness. Just level-headedness. Being able to look at a situation and realize that their opinion isn't what matters, it's the streamer's, and is the streamer okay with it? If they have the ability to distance themselves from the situation and look at the better for the community decision, then that's somebody you should look into. And you'll see that. You'll see that happen. And they won't be the ones asking for mod either.
Yeah, awesome. One for Velokk, I see. I'll try to get this right. It's a little confusing. He says, how do you balance diverse viewers that are both in your stream? How do you engage both? I think he's saying, basically, how do you deal with viewers who are interested in different things on your stream, trying to engage people who maybe are interested in one game, and then other people are interested in a different game? How do you keep that connection?
Okay, well, my thing is you can't please everybody. So for me, I'm just going to be myself 100% of the time. And if you like it, that's great. And if you don't like it, I'm not going to change for you. And it sounds kind of rude, but at the same time, I know I can't pander to everybody, but I know that I can be myself, and that's something that I focus on. So that's what I would say to that.
Awesome, thank you, man. Quickly moving up here for Whiteshadow. Okay. Opinion on sub emails. What's the best way to use your email to reach your subs, or your favorite way to get back to them? Sub emails.
Sub emails?
Yeah, use them at all. Thoughts on them?
I actually use sub emails a lot because it's a way for me to directly reach my subs that, say, because not everybody's in Discord, not everybody's on Twitter. So everybody that subs to the channel gets these emails, and I try to make it a point of just me saying, like what Velokk said earlier, thanking them for supporting the channel and giving them an insight outside of the rest of the community to what's happening and what's going to be coming soon that is going to be a surprise to everybody else. So like the subs kind of get like a behind the scenes look at what I'm doing.
Awesome. Yeah, so thank you for that. For Dan, again, Stilterfish says, raids are hype and actually hand off viewers. Is there a minimum to raid with, in your opinion?
There's an achievement for raiding with at least 2 people so many times, if that says anything, but that's an achievement. So no, as long as you have a viewer in your chat, then you can raid. If you want an effective raid, you should probably look at an active chat that's down for it, because otherwise your raid's going to look uninspired. At that point, if you don't have a chat that's super talkative, my chat's in a lull and I'm at the end of my stream, I'm going to thank them for the time. I'm going to have a little post stream, and if they perk up because they're like, oh, Dan's done, and they might have been lurking, but they're there, then if they start talking at the end of my stream, then yes, we'll do a raid. And if they're not active, I just host. I wouldn't raid unless you have a community that's amped to do it, because if they don't bring the hype, why would that streamer think that they should bring the hype back?
Do you always at least host someone though?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have to find someone on my following list that makes sense, and it depends on the amount of time I have.
Right. Okay. Awesome. For Vel, question from Mel from a while back. He said, so sometimes you can stream with other people. This is kind of like Ash's question.
Yeah.
And they say things that potentially have a negative impact on your stream, like saying bad things. What steps can you take to prevent that or minimize that on your stream?
Okay, so if it's something like super terrible, you have to shut that down right there. Like if it's something that just like blows TOS out of the water, shut it down. Don't even worry about like being polite or anything. But if it's something that like you can kind of brush off real quick, just laugh it off and be like, all right, maybe you don't say that again. You know what I mean? Like maybe we don't say that now. Like you can try to play it off and make it funny and just be like, hey, actually don't freaking do that. You know what I mean? There's different ways to do it. It depends on like the level of like what they're saying. So you have to kind of play that off yourself, but there's 2 different ways to do it, and I think that those are the best ways.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Last one for Whiteshadow.
Okay.
Don Woods. He says, in the creative aspect, would you consider streaming making music in that category? Is that a good idea, basically?
If it's what you like to do, that's what I would say to that. Like streaming isn't about like, okay, I'm gonna do this and hopefully enjoy it. It's about finding what makes you happy and what you think people are gonna like. So if you have a passion for music and you have a passion for creating music, just like GamerDad has a passion for painting the figures and stuff, do it. But if you don't have a passion for it and you have a passion for a video game, I would say stream the video game instead. Don't burn. It comes down to don't burn yourself out on something you like to do.
Awesome. Final last thing. 3 categories you can stream that in, right? IRL, creative, or music. Which one would you pick?
Creative or music.
If it's creating the music, creative.
Okay, so if you're creating the music on stream and you're teaching people how to do it, do creative. If it's just streaming the music, then it would be music section.
So creative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Creative it is.
So that is our show, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. Like I said, we're going to roll our little community montage. It has all these guys in it and a lot of everybody else who submitted clips, sponsored streamers, stuff like that. So enjoy that. We will hopefully be live at 11:30 with Mel giving his talk live from the conference. It should be really, really cool if we can get that working. So stay tuned, and we will see you guys shortly. So talk to you later. Adios.
Can you see that? Probably not. Whoa! Smokey, what are you doing? She just came out from under my... Oh, Smokey, come here. Come here. Somebody contact PETA. I don't deserve my animal.
Also show some love to our veterans who fought so bravely to make this great country safe. This goes also for our allied nations. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, band together, open our hearts and our wallets, and give a little love to the people that allow us to live freely. Alright, guys. Now let's have some fun. What's up, everybody? How are we doing today? I found TRUgaming 2 years ago through Twitter. I applied first round after a couple DMs with GreenChord on Twitter. I applied first round and got in alongside Paladin and Caribou and Velokk TV. I haven't looked back since. TRUgaming has become a family. That's the best way to put it. You guys, everybody, the employees, the community members, the sponsor streamers, they're all my friends, they're all my families. And TRUgaming, I guess the best way you can put it, has become this place where everybody can interact and become friends and make lifelong relationships that we will look back on and be like, dude, that was one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I owe so much to TRUgaming. It's a part of who I am now. It's a community, it's a family, and it's just a group of awesome people playing games and streaming together. That's the best way to put it.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Paladin here, and I'd like to take a moment to tell you guys a little bit about the history between TRUgaming and I. Sometime around late August or early September of 2016, I submitted an application to TRUgaming after my moderator, Dragoon Gunner, gave me a link and said, hey dude, this company is looking for potential streamers. I think you should give it a shot. So why not? I submitted an application on September 6th of 2016. I received an email saying, congratulations, you've been accepted to receive a sponsorship from TRUgaming. Yes! I was so excited. On the 26th, it was official. It was one of the best moves I'd ever made for my stream. TRUgaming is like a family to me. They've helped me through so much. They've supported me through so much. I have so much fun. I've made so many friends with the other sponsored streamers and other people in the community of Tru. It's been a blast, guys, and I can't wait to see all the other growth that we're going to have.
Wait.
Yeah, Tru Mama, what's up?
Hi, Mama.
This is, very familiar again.
Right?
What do you mean?
Because he's the only one alive.
And Mama jinxed it. And please clip the fuck out of that. Mama jinxed the shit out of it. The very first bomb that dropped in that scene. The very first bomb.
Go get him, Beardy. Oh, he's got a shotgun. Hang on. Wait until he runs past. He's got more. Or multiple targets. Oh my goodness.
How did he not see you?
Oh
I am.
What the fuck?
Oh my
Dude,
goodness.
they're having a battle right next to
Oh my god. Don't move. Do not move.
Just wait for him to jump through the window. Like so. Yeah, boy.
What's up, Tru fam? It's Velly. That's VELOKK_TV. Just want to give a huge thank you to TRUgaming. They've been a part of my channel for about 2 years now. Basically, since I started streaming. I remember I had about 44-ish followers and maybe 2 average viewers per stream. And GreenChord had found me on Twitter and was talking about this company called TRUgaming and was telling me I should apply for the sponsored streamer program. And obviously I applied and obviously I got it. But when I did, I couldn't believe it because I remember how early on it was for me as a streamer. And I knew that there was plenty of other streamers who had way better numbers and way more experience than I did, but they still found something in my channel and I couldn't believe it. And I can honestly say that was the greatest moment of me being a streamer because I wouldn't be here without them. So thank you so much, TRUgaming, and thank you so much, Tru fam. I love you guys.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matthew, aka Tainted Rumbler. I'm a sponsored streamer with TRUgaming. I just wanted to make this short video to explain how I found TRUgaming, how they've helped me as a broadcaster, and how they've helped my community grow on Twitch. I found them on social media, accidentally, got to know them a little bit, did my research, sent in my application, and luckily I was accepted as a sponsored streamer. They've helped me as a broadcaster in many ways, as the community in a whole. The viewers, alongside with a lot of broadcasters on there, have a lot of great information to help, whether it be programs, equipment to use, so on and so forth. They've really helped my channel grow on Twitch, not just by having numbers come in, but by having it to where my community engages more, by having people from my sponsor engage with them. What TRUgaming has offered and does offer has been amazing, and it's been one heck of a ride, and I look forward to the future.
All right, chat. We're gonna listen to "Take Those Pills" one more time. This is clearly the best song I've ever heard before.
Take those pills. Hey, here you go. Itching, sweating, take those pills. Thirsty, drowsy, take those pills. Worms, take those pills.
He doesn't see me. This is why I'm an asshole, guys. You ready? I'm sorry I had to do it, chat. I'm sorry.
What was the designated driver in Arma?
It's asserting authority.
Well, these ones have been included already.
And yep, there it is.
Oh,
exactly
God.
how I expected. Just run me over,
Get out of my
please.
way! Get out of my way, son!
All planned.
Where are they? What?
You just ran yourself over.
I ran you over
Which I didn't know
first.
you could do, but you did it. Defied the odds.
Where were they?
Hey, I'm Amy, also known as Miss Hobo Slayer. I've been streaming off and on for about 4 years now, and most of that time I've been alone. I found Tru and applied for their sponsored streamer program, and thankfully, I got accepted, and I've enjoyed being with the group for almost a year now. One of the best communities you will find on Twitch, and probably just in gaming in general. Tru has definitely made me feel welcome and at home. I've made some of the best friends I could possibly ask for within Tru, and I definitely look forward to the super cool and wonderful things in the Tru future. So thank you guys for letting me be a part of this. You guys are the best.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dust. So I wanted to tell you something about my TRUgaming experience, not only as a broadcaster, but as a sponsored streamer. My experience with TRUgaming, nothing but positive. Whenever I have a question about broadcasting or what I should do, or heck, majority of my friends I go and talk to in there, everybody there is just so supportive, and it's a family atmosphere. Everybody just likes to help each other. As a sponsored streamer, they helped me tremendously. Not only do I now have a new setup as a PC, I used to run a Mac, and my audio stuff is so much better and more balanced. It's all because of members of TRUgaming. So my experience and growth, I can completely dedicate to saying, hey, a lot of this, all thanks to Tru. So TRUgaming, thanks for your help, guys.
Hi everybody, I am Supervid, otherwise known as Zach, and I'm supposed to be talking about how I encountered TRUgaming. I was introduced to TRUgaming through Whiteshadow and Doc in around March of 2017. I joined the Discord, and at first I was super awkward. I was extremely antisocial. Now, coming from somebody who is completely socially awkward, that was like huge, you know, because I don't like talking to people. So I got picked to be a sponsored streamer, and I was incredibly surprised. It felt amazing. Yeah. TRUgaming is an awesome organization, and I would not be where I am today without them by my side. And yeah, I hope to see you guys around.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I just went on like an 18 kill streak as Moira. I'm saying as Moira. That was fun. Tori, we had that healing shit. You were like, bro, and I was like, bro, and together we were like, bow, bow, bow. And then when you were healing everyone, I'd throw a fucking destruction orb shit. I was like, bow, 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 and you were like, heal, heal. And then I was like, bow, 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 and I was... Yeah. Why do you date me?
origin to True isn't that different from my origin to streaming. It's all thanks to